usually I would be wearing normal clothes when I film a video, but in the spirit of Halloween, I decided to film a video in my Halloween costume, and if you guys don't know, I went as a River Vixen this year. I basically just went into Hot Topic and was like, what can I be that's in this room right now? And they had this Riverdale cheerleading shirt, and I was like, perfect, I'll be a River Vixen, all I need to do is get tube socks, and so that's what I did, and here I am, I'm a River Vixen. These are my socks. This is my shirt. Hello. So that's my costume this year, and I decided, you know what, I have to film a Riverdale video anyway, so I might as well get as much use out of the costume as I possibly can. So here I am, and we're here today to talk about Riverdale Season 2, Episode 3. So, the episode that just aired was Episode 3, and it was okay. It focused a lot on Kevin, and Kevin's kind of frustrating me a little bit this episode, and I'll get into more details later, but it was a very Kevin-centric episode. Some new things were revealed in this episode, and even more new things were revealed in the promo for next week, so we have lots to talk about. So if you guys haven't seen the episode, go watch it. It was pretty good. Then come back and we can talk about it together. But if you guys haven't seen it, goodbye! Okay, so 203. Kevin looked really buff this episode. I think he's been working out a lot. We open the episode with him running in the woods, which, like, Kevin, what are you doing? Serial killer on the loose. And then he starts making out with this random guy, and I was like, oh, this guy is like a new character. That's gonna be interesting, and there's gonna be some sort of connection. But no, it was just Kevin making out with a random guy. Archie also looked very attractive this episode. I think he's doing something new with his hair, because, like, he's looked really good these past few episodes. Veronica invited all of the group over to watch, I think it was The Bachelorette, and Jug was like, a killer is on the loose, and you want us to watch some crap TV show? And, oh, I love Jughead so much. He's so funny. Speaking of Jughead, he doesn't go to Riverdale High anymore. He goes to the South School. I don't know what it's called, I forget, but, like, he goes to that one now, and, like, why? Why can't he stay at Riverdale High? We couldn't have figured something out so he stayed there? Like, what's the big deal if he stays there? He's been going there all his life. Like, why do you have to change it? Why does he have to leave? Because, like, then we can't have cute Bughead moments anymore, and, like, Jughead has no idea what's going on in Riverdale High, and he can't talk to Archie anymore, or, like, anybody, and it's so frustrating, and he's in this friggin' dangerous school with all these drugs and all these gangs, and he gets beat up, and, like, it's so sad, and he needs to come back to Riverdale High. Why can't Fred Andrews adopt him? We also meet Tony Topaz, which I know some people were not very happy about because she is a threat to Bughead, some believe. I don't know much about her. She seems pretty cool. She seems pretty chill. She also seems like she's gonna mess with Betty a lot, which I'm not really happy with. As long as she stays away from Bughead, I have no issue with her. I also really liked her hair. So Veronica's dad is being his creepy old self, and then Veronica's mom is even sketchier, and I'm starting to think that Hiram has done something to, like, keep her there, because she's very sketchy, and she seems very skittish and freaked out, and so I'm thinking something happened there. And then she's, like, telling Veronica not to be thirsty, like her dad meeting the friends, like, I don't know, it was weird. Another sketchy character we have this episode is Kevin, being his sketchy little self, and he's just being very, like, indirect with Betty, and he's being very, like, dismissive of her, which I don't really understand. And Cheryl ends up being the one to stand up for him, which I still also don't understand, because, like, where did that come from? It just doesn't really make much sense to me. But I did like that he had somebody to stand up for him. The Black Hood is what he's calling himself, ends up sending a letter and some of the items that he took from his kills to the Coopers. That's interesting. I guess we have a serial killer on our hands now. And apparently Black Hood, in his letter, says that he is going after all the non-innocents in Riverdale. So, based on what we know about Riverdale, that is literally every single person is not innocent. So, every person is up for grabs. Anybody could die at any time. I think Fred was like a homewrecker because Hiram and whatever her name is were still married. Grundy was with young students, and the 2 kids were doing drugs and having sex. Everyone in this town has had sex, I think. And a lot of them apparently do drugs, and, like, some of them make you have babies with your cousins, so, like, I'm not really sure if anybody can get out of this, so literally anybody could be killed at any time. I feel like I just keep saying sketchy, but, like, in a show like Riverdale, everyone has to be sketchy at some point. The principal to the school was being very sketchy, and I could just be overthinking this, but I have a feeling he's involved in something. Now, I'm not saying he's the Black Hood. I don't think he is, but he could still be involved somehow in some way. Because was it Sheriff Keller that showed up to Archie's locker and was like, hey, like, you can't just go around roaming the streets and, like, telling people that you're gonna protect them? And the principal comes up and is like, what's the problem? It's a school club. Like, I allowed this. Blah, 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 blah. And, like, I feel like he's getting himself involved because he's already involved and he doesn't want anybody to suspect him. I'm thinking there's something going on with him. Polly, who we haven't seen in a while, finally shows back up, and she's arguing with her parents because she wants to move out of Riverdale. She wants to leave because she is the poster child for sin, because she explains the whole thing, and it was really funny to hear her, like, explain her situation because it just sounds so ridiculous out loud. Polly wants to leave Riverdale, and it's not a good idea because she's trying to sneak away now, and, like, we know she's gonna get murdered. I know it. I can feel that something is gonna happen to her. And Alice is really protective. She's like, over my dead body you're leaving. Like, what are you talking about? And I thought that was a really sweet Cooper family moment, even though their family is so screwed up. Moose is in the hospital because he got shot, but he wasn't killed, which is good. And he has a talk with Kevin. This talk with Kevin is really, really sweet and really caring, and it made my heart really happy, and it made me ship Moose and Kevin again, because they were just so sweet. I mean, like, he was talking to Kevin like, you know, dude, like, we really don't have a lot of options in this town, but it's gonna be okay, like, we'll get through it. If you ever need me to talk to, I'm here. Like, it was just a really sweet moment. Veronica and her mom have a showdown, which I really liked, and Veronica's like, you're the one who welcomed him back into our home. Like, I'm just trying to work with what I have. What do you want me to do? This is kind of leading me to believe that Veronica's mom is been put between a rock and a hard place. She can't leave because Hiram either has something on her or has threatened somebody. She's stuck. It's like an abusive relationship. It's not like it is. Hopefully her dad gets taken care of and her mom turns out not to be the evil bitch that she's been being these past few episodes. Bughead has a scene. I love casual Bughead #1 because, like, earlier in the episode there was some really cute casual Bughead. There was also a scene later on in the episode where they're in the newspaper room and she brings him coffee and he's like, Betty, what are you doing here? Like, you shouldn't be on the south side. And she's like, I had to come see you. Like, are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I thought you liked me, Reckless. And then they have this really cute scene where they start making out and friggin' Tony Topaz interrupts. Like, lady, get out. I need my Bughead scenes. I don't know what her name is in Riverdale, but, like, Barb from Stranger Things, her. She's walking down this sketchy road that's dark, and there's, like, a serial killer on the loose, and then she calls Archie and is like, I feel uncomfortable. Heck yeah, you feel uncomfortable. You're walking down this random dark street that's, like, really sketchy, and this van starts following you. Like, of course you're freaked out. Why are you doing that in the first place? There's a friggin' serial killer out there. Like, I feel like the town of Riverdale is just being really stupid at the moment. Cheryl ends up calling Betty and saying, like, I know where Kevin's going. He's going into the woods. Like, I will take you to him. And Cheryl's just stirring for drama. But it led to a scene that I still don't fully understand. Kevin and Betty have this huge fight about how Betty has all these options in the world and Kevin doesn't, and I don't understand where that's coming from. Kevin's talking about how, like, oh, am I gonna date Archie? Am I gonna date Jughead? Like, what am I gonna do? Can I be a cheerleader? Where is this coming from? Like, she never did anything to you, Kevin. And he's been so sure of himself being this main gay character. And it seems like there's a lot of gay people in Riverdale. He's making out with this random guy in the woods. There's another random guy in a car. He had Joaquin. There's Moose. Like, there's a lot of random gay guys that just pop up and Kevin's like, no, I have no options. And it's like, I mean, like, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But, like, why are you so pissed off at Betty? Like, what did Betty do to you? And she's just concerned. She's like, you're going out into the middle of the woods. For what? There's a serial killer. Like, nothing is worth you losing your life over. And he's like, bah! Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Kevin? Like, she's looking out for you. We go back to Southside High, and Jughead has been beat up by this, like, random person. Why? Why would you touch a hair on my little baby's head? What did he do to you? Is it just because he's new? Is it because he's from Riverdale? Is it because he's FP's son? Why? But then it leads to cute Bughead scene where Betty's taking care of Jug. But Jug lies to her and says, oh yeah, I fell off my motorcycle. Juggy, why are we lying? There's a scene between Hiram and Archie where Hiram's like, do you want some rum? And Archie's like, rum? Like the alcohol? What other kind of rum is there, Archie? It was pretty funny. Polly leaves. She doesn't tell her parents. She just hugs Betty goodbye and is like, I'm leaving. I have a feeling next episode she's gonna turn up dead. Or kidnapped. Or something's going to happen to Polly and it's not gonna be fun. Hiram decides to give Archie some advice about his little band of bandits. And can we talk about the video for a second that he sends to the killer, and they're all standing there with red masks over their faces, and they're all shirtless, and they're standing there like this. Oh my god, like, what? Can you imagine being a serial killer and, like, getting that tape? Like, would you be scared? Because I would not. Why are you shirtless? But anyway, so Hiram is giving him advice about his little band of bandits, and he's telling him to use fear and rage and anger to form this army and to form himself. And I was like, oh god, that's not gonna go well. Like, is Hiram trying to destroy them from the inside out? Hiram has to be connected to these murders somehow. He has to be. Why is Archie listening to him? There's a scene that we get where Kevin is standing and this guy pulls up in a car, and I was like, oh good god, what's gonna happen now? Kevin, being the stupid person that he is, gets in the car, and he gets stabbed, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, Kevin's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Like, this is why it was a Kevin-centric episode, because he's gonna get killed, and he's never gonna come back. I was so upset. And then it flashes back. Turns out he just imagined that happening. I was like, you can't scare me like this, Riverdale. But I was happy that he took it into consideration and didn't go into the weird man's car. So Kevin goes home and he ends up talking to his dad, and his dad's like, I know there's some stuff that we don't talk about in this house, but I think we really need to start talking about it. And it was like a really sweet moment between the two of them, and I was really happy for Kevin because I think he needed his dad to be there for him. So we have a little montage at the end that involves Archie's weird promo thing. Kevin ignores Betty. Betty, like, tries to, you know, make a connection with him, and he just walks away, which still don't understand what's happening there. And Jughead joins the Serpents in Southside High. Excuse me? Like, do we think the Serpents hired somebody to beat Jug up so Jug would join them? And I was really happy because at the beginning of this season it really seemed like Jug wasn't gonna get involved with the Serpents all that much, but here we are. So I don't really know what's gonna happen. We get the promo for next week, and Betty gets a note personally from the killer, and the killer says that he's doing this for Betty. That alone convinces me it's Betty's brother. It has to be him. We know he's coming. We know he exists. It's gotta be him that's doing the murders. Like, it has to be, because who else would kill for Betty? Like, that doesn't make sense. Especially somebody that, like, we know. Like, do we think Veronica's getting in the suit and killing people? I don't think so. So, like, I think it's gotta be her brother. So those are my thoughts on the episode. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode down below. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you're interested in any other content such as Stranger Things, Supernatural, Shadowhunters, or Teen Wolf, or books, make sure to subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!